Hello to all you patriots out there in podcast land, and welcome to episode 199 of Canadian Patriot Podcast, the number one live pundit election coverage in Canada. This is your special bonus episode recorded on Monday, October 21st, Election Day 2019. As always, my name is Andrew. I'm a recovering libertarian, competitive shooter, and firearms instructor at Ragnarok Tactical.
I'm Gavin, and I'm still waiting to see how dumb my fellow countrymen are.
My name is Ian, and is it too early to say fuck Trudeau?
Never.
We've been saying fuck Trudeau for 4 years, bro. You keep it up.
199 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm Dave, also a very, nervous conservative who also might be getting into a boating accident tomorrow. See.
Well, I heard Mike from Kenmore's buying, so.
I'm better Andrew, new father, and we'll find out in the next hour or so if I made the wrong decision on what country to raise my son in.
Oh, that's
Did you have a choice?
Burn. Yeah.
And Marty's here too.
Motherfucker.
Nothing.
Nothing? All right.
She gone.
Normally we tell you about giving us your feedback at CanadianPatriotPodcast.com, or visit the link on the homepage.
Yeah.
Buy a shirt, go to
Patreon.
Facebook, get on Instagram. But for now, we've already done an episode. Thank you to everyone who's tuning back in. This is our live election night coverage. This is live. This is unscripted, and we're going to be using a lot of F-bombs. This is not a family-friendly podcast.
Put your kids to bed.
Yeah. Or welcome them onto the show.
Claim to be politically correct.
Mine's sleeping.
Mine is also sleeping, as they should be.
Nice. Andrew Scheer just won his seat.
Nice. Hooray.
Yay. The guy that is roughly as appealing as steamed toast is going to be not prime minister.
He kind of looks like that guy. Kind of looks like that guy from Superbad, all grown up, Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
and went on Jenny Craig, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fortunately, I don't want to say our guy, but our guy is gaining, or at least our temporary guy is gaining.
Wait, so you're saying the Communist Party of Canada has a chance?
Yes.
Excellent.
Currently, the Libs are projected at 144 seats, Conservatives at 119, the Bloc Québécois at 36, the NDP at 21, the Greens at 1, and then Bernier, the Independents, and the others have 0. They are not even up for a contested seat.
Okay, can someone explain to me, because I've been listening to it all day on the radio, because it seems like it's likely at this point, what happens in a minority, first with a liberal government minority, and then B with a liberal minority, with a conservative minority? How does that play out?
Nothing happens.
As in, we go back to the polls in a month's time?
No,
a year from now?
It depends.
4 years,
Okay,
we get nothing done.
Yeah.
No, it's two scenarios. In a liberal minority, they work out a deal with the NDP and potentially the Bloc. And
What do you mean?
They,
They're going to be a good, like, Jagmeet Singh is
work out a
already
deal.
guaranteed that they're going to have a deal. He's like, hey,
work
if
out
we
a
don't-
deal with those two parties, and then they will at that point have enough votes to push whatever they want through. But in order to appease the Bloc and the NDP, they will have to give a shit ton of money to everybody and an even more shit ton of money to Quebec. So it just means the Liberals that are like on an even bigger spending spree. That's a liberal minority government. A conservative minority government is a vote of non-confidence at the first budget vote and a re-election.
Okay, well, to back it up, though, okay, so if the Liberals maintain a minority government, they're under no obligation to dissolve Parliament if they didn't get the most seats, even. Because if they've got a coalition going with the NDP, even if they got less seats than the Conservatives, they don't have to step aside. That's what the media has been pushing lately, because that's the way the figure is going to go. But just like what happened in BC here, they might not have got the most seats, but if they have a coalition to maintain it, they're not under any obligation to go to the Governor General, ask them to form a new government with the Conservatives. So liberal minority does not necessarily, even if they get less seats than the Conservatives, does not mean they have to walk away. Which
Do
is
you mean a conservative
no. I'm saying if
liberals
the
may not need to?
yeah, what I'm saying is that traditionally, whoever gets the most seats forms the next government. However, due to the law, they do not actually have to give up the government if they're the incumbent and they get less seats than the people.
Yep. It's fucked up.
It's very fucked up, but that's just the way it is.
I want to address the YouTube comment that we've received from Fractured Metalworks. Kenny is a cuck and will not call for a referendum. He is the least worst choice for the premier of the great province of Alberta. Allow me to reiterate, Kenny is a cuck.
He was put there to prevent Alberta from separating. If you want my honest opinion.
100%. He's going to play ball with the Fed because he's a good little cuckold, and the federal government is going to have copious amounts of sex with his wife.
No, if they were serious about getting a conservative, conservative government here, they would have not put Scheer in charge. They would put Kenny in charge federally, but they didn't. They put Kenny in charge of Alberta in order to prevent them from leaving.
They? Who's they, Ian?
The man. No, I'm just saying.
The Illuminati?
No, I think they actually, like the Conservative Party of Canada, had a little closed door meeting and decided what was the best thing overall for them to do, and it was to prevent the purse strings from leaving.
Yeah, 100%. Because if Alberta bails on Confederation, which Alberta 100% should bail on Confederation, like no qualms about that. Western separation now, Western separation headed by Alberta now. Kenny, not on board the separation train.
No, absolutely not. And he'll do anything he can to prevent that from happening because that's his marching orders. The deal was he got to be premier, but that's that. And I've got a lot of people that kind of in the know.
It's hard to be the fucking premier of a province if you form your own country.
That's right. Anyway, hey, can we talk about the different parties running for this election?
Yeah, there's some communists. There's some socialists masquerading as communists. Well, there's some left-leaning people that claim to be conservative. There's the separatists that only parlez-vous français. There's the tree-hugging communists and Bernier because he didn't get his way with the conservative nomination. Did I miss anybody?
Oh yeah, you did. Sure did.
Yeah, there's a few independents.
I have the Christian Heritage Party running in my riding.
The what party?
The Christian Heritage Party.
Yeah, I got CHP where I live too. Fuck those guys.
No, this gets better than this.
Actually,
don't get us.
We have, with already 1,000 votes nationwide, we have the Animal Protection Party.
Ooh.
I get behind that.
Okay, we got the block. Now this is my personal favorite. CFF, Canada's Fourth Front.
I don't even what?
Yeah, it sounds vaguely racist, vaguely communist. It's kind of like Judean People's Front. I don't know. It's
Fourth
like
Front? What is the front?
Fourth Front.
Canada's Fourth Front has 225 votes already.
What's the front?
I don't know.
What are we fronting about?
Join the front fourth. Okay, so they got a guy in a turban, a black woman, and some fucking hipster on their webpage.
Okay.
You deserve affordable living in Canada. Vote for the Fourth Front. Front de Canada. Our election issues are your issues. They are your text scrolls too fast. We make them listen. Who is we and who is them? And why are your horn rim glasses clashing with your half sleeve tattoo? You stupid fuck.
I've got an update here. Apparently, Wendell is in the backstage area.
Oh shit! Who do we kick to allow the son of Thor on? Marty's been quiet. Marty, you can come back when Matt's done being drunk.
Son of Thor. Good day, sir.
Oh, gee.
Good evening.
At least I'm not a Canadian right now. You can talk all the shit you
Oh
want.
shit!
I got some MAGA up in this bitch.
Concord. Because that sounded like a shot.
Depending on how this election goes, we may not be Canadian anymore either.
I know.
Hey, so Northern Virginia, good place to buy a home right now? How's the job market?
Pretty good. I would recommend like about an hour outside of DC to avoid the
Gangsters.
the inevitable like shenanigans when the boogaloo fires off. But other than that, it's a nice place.
So we were just talking about something called Canada's Fourth Front. And apparently they believe in free full-time post-secondary education, youth engagement, natives, farmers, and veterans
Oh, I'm in.
who are apparently neglected. I don't understand what these people are about, Ian. I don't get it.
Okay, well,
When they say youth engagement, that's kind of like iffy there. That could mean a lot of things.
Some
Are they talking
Epstein
about
type shit or like?
Are they talking about Trudeau style youth engagement or?
Well, okay, so after the
Ooh,
Christian
I have some bad news, guys. Trudeau won his seat.
After the Christian Heritage Party listed, we also have the Communist Party that has 661 votes already, which tells me that's a few helicopter rides worth right off the bat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a question though. There's an independent section and a no affiliation section.
Aren't those the same thing?
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious as to why they have that. Well,
No
why do
idea.
they have a communist and a Marxist-Leninist party?
Because those are not the same. Communism and Marxist-Leninism are marginally different.
Yeah, one has killed slightly more people than the other.
All right. So, National Citizens Alliance.
Oh, this also sounds like something I need to look up immediately.
Like people that smoke too much weed and just like, I'm going to run for election.
Fuck yeah. 404 votes, man.
Oh my god, they claim to be a far right party. These guys are actually fucking Nazis, guys.
Come on,
Probably
like be
Nazi.
serious. How
Oh my God.
Nazi? How Nazi? Like, come on.
On a scale of 1 to 10, do you imagine I can log into their website by going to the default login page and typing the default WordPress admin credentials?
Oh God! Please tell me you can't.
Yes,
Is this going to be?
I am the real Nazi now.
Is this going to be a live hacking? A live hacking?
Dude, it's not hacking if you type in the default credentials.
Amazing.
Hey, what's your password? Password. Why?
You simple boy.
We are the captain now. Hey, look at me.
Yeah. So, interesting thing that I learned over the weekend talking to some dudes that do some weird shit in weird places. When you're coming up with passwords, it really doesn't matter what you put because, like, a character is a character is a character. However, apparently phrases like Trudeau is a big cuck is a really safe password.
Okay, so like without getting into complex cryptography, longer is better and more uncommon characters is better. Dictionary words are always bad because if it's in a dictionary word, I don't need to actually do any math to crack it. So like normally in order to delete passwords, you use a character generator to do like A.
Well, yeah, but if you're using brute force, it doesn't matter.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't need to do brute force if it's in a dictionary. I can just use a rainbow table. As long as I've already generated my rainbow tables, which are easily attainable, and I don't actually have to generate myself. Yeah. So, non-dictionary words are always better than dictionary words, and longer is always better, and special characters is always better.
Yeah, but yeah, phrases with spaces work really well.
Yeah, because you don't have rainbow tables to defeat those.
Yeah. So Trudeau is a cuck would be a good one. Also,
Trudeau's a cuck
I
is
think
not a great one though.
I think
it's
rainbow
good.
tables play well into
Exclamation
the
mark
agenda.
would be better.
Well, I mean special characters, but let me do some arithmetic, and I will get back to you immediately.
Well, there you go.
So we got the
You do
National
that.
Citizens Alliance, and then right below the National Citizens Alliance, we got the Nationalist Party.
The what?
The Nationalist Party, like kind of like National Socialist, but nationalist.
So what? They're just national.
I would think that every political party in Canada would be a nationalist party except for the Bloc.
Yeah. So yeah, except for the Bloc or like the Western Alliance Party or something like that.
But the National Citizens Alliance and the Nationalist parties, maybe they should get together and kind of combine their combined 500 votes, maybe form a bloc, so to speak.
Okay, so getting back to that, arithmetic complete. Trudeau is a cuck with spaces between each word is roughly 225 million years worth of computing power. That would be considered a solid password.
Now, imagine putting,
As for the far right Nazis in the National Citizens Alliance, I would like to
maybe
hear more
adopt
about
that
their
as a path. Yeah. We would also be happy to tell you more about personal security and website security.
Tune in to Internet Security Part 2 on Canadian Prepper Podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm actually curious about these Nazis. So no federal income tax on $22,000 or less. Middle income is 15% tax. CPP would be 3 times increase in annual benefits, and 100% passes on to the spouse. That's reasonably appealing. They're talking about a two-tiered tax system, 15 and 25%, and a 9% flat tax on all businesses. Immediate ending of the federal carbon tax. Responsible and balanced immigration policy with a reduction of immigration to 50,000 people per year. Updates to the charter. And voluntary payments to the UN. I like the way these guys sound. Where can I find one of these? Oh, I take that back. The picture of their candidates look like they touch children. I'm out. Seriously, the dude in their shirt, he looks like he's going to save your soul for Jesus and also touch your kids.
Well, it gets better. The Nationalist Party, which is right below these National Alliance people, this was founded by one guy who was legally barred by his bill conditions from associating with the Western Guard, a white supremacist organization. Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Bernier loses his seat.
Ouch.
Aww.
Poor Bernier. Quit wasting everyone's time.
So
I hate to
literal
say
Nazis.
it, but we told you so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Literal Nazis below the in the Nationalist Party.
All right, so let's. I guess we can go around, and we're probably going to cycle Matt in and out with Marty because they're the two quietest people so far.
Yeah. Compete
Sorry, I
for
was
our
just-
affection, people. Compete for our affection.
If one of you
I was
talks
just
more
enjoying
than
my
another,
subcompact that I conceal carry. Like,
weird
all the
flex,
time.
but okay.
Damn you, Wendell. Damn you.
I feel like my gun's a
no,
lot
I'm just
bigger.
saying. No. I was saying that as sort of a marketing tip of like why I think all my friends in Canada should come and live here.
Agreed.
If they would have us, then we would be there tomorrow. If they would have us.
Agreed.
I don't know if
You
they
know
have-
what though? You know, if it like with Trump, I feel like there could actually end up being some sort of refuge, like refugee status, like
Yeah.
for gun owning Canadians.
I already have like my company, the majority of it is in the States, spread across Texas and Oklahoma and Tennessee. And
Yeah, man.
I've already have
Texas
several of
and-
them saying, "You're more than welcome to come work here. Just say the word and we'll make it happen." So
Yeah,
I would
I
have
think
done
you
that
should
already.
do that.
Yeah.
I think
Haven't
between
needed
Texas
to
and
yet.
Tennessee, I prefer Tennessee to Texas. I love both states tremendously.
Mhm.
Only reason I love Tennessee is it's literally about climate. The people are both amazing, but like that's like a link. Texas and Tennessee have a big place in my heart, and it goes back like through history of like that connection. Like the Davy Crockett stuff. It's like you can't go wrong in either of those places, and Tennessee has just got a little bit more of like change in climate and cooler weather and stuff. But
And a shit ton of whiskey.
fuck yeah.
and deer.
God, I could.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's recap on where we're at. It's just about 11 o'clock Eastern on election night. The maritime provinces, in an unsurprising turn of events, are all bright fucking red.
Yeah.
Commies.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess so. What there's a couple places in Nova Scotia, a couple places in New Brunswick that are not communist.
well, there's
Yeah.
1 in Nova Scotia and 3 in New Brunswick. But yeah.
The one of the Green Party seats is also in New Brunswick right now.
Wait, motherfucker, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only confirmed Green
Pretty sure
Party-
Fredericton.
Again, like I said, that's where the university is. So fuck those kids, those fucking little shit.
Oh, socialist assholes.
Fredericton beats the Conservatives by 1,524 votes.
That's the
Jesus.
thing, man. You gotta fight the culture war.
All the polls haven't reported in Fredericton yet. Maybe that'll change. That's pretty close. 1,500 votes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
135 out of 158 right now.
I'm still hoping for Halton. Just praying for Halton. So close.
So I guess So the East Coast, obviously, their polls closed ahead of where we are because East Coast had to go home early, collect that pogey.
Yeah, and continue to do so by voting Liberal. Yeah.
For those of us in Ontario, I guess, how are we feeling about our respective ridings if we want to discuss them? I've said on the show before, I live in Perth, Wellington. I don't have any problem with that. It's unlikely anyone's going to show up at my house and have, pitchforks and mobs and so forth.
I'm extremely
yeah.
disappointed in Halton right now.
You're in Halton and you're not happy?
Yeah, we had
I'm in
Lisa
Halton
Ray.
and I'm not happy either.
Yeah, we had Lisa
but I'm
Ray
not
right?
surprised.
I am
we have
not
that
happy.
Adam. We have that Adam Van Couverden loser who is. I don't even understand why he's in politics. He plays sports for a living. I don't know how that makes him qualified to run a country. Again, go fuck yourself.
Wait,
yeah,
is Halton a riding?
I like the energy, man.
I don't know what it's.
I'm not making light of your situation, but I really do. Like, I'm appreciating it.
I don't know what the region is called. Yeah, I believe it's Halton. I mean, it's. If
not the
Andrew's
region you're
also voting
riding.
in. Yeah.
No, mine's
Milton? I feel like you live in Milton.
I do. I live in Milton. Yes.
No, I mean you're riding.
Yeah, it says Milton on the top. Preliminary results, Milton.
Yeah,
then
okay,
it's
that
just
makes more
Milton.
sense.
But either way,
Now-
all of Halton is red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck Halton.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Agreed.
they've called my riding and my MP. Well, not mine because she never responds to any of my fucking emails. But my alleged MP,
What a cunt.
yeah, is Igra Khalid, which you guys may remember from the wonderful M103 motion, the Islamophobia motion. Yeah, that's my MP.
Which you're so
God.
proud.
Yeah,
So that
Well-
would make you Mississauga Aaron Mills. So yeah, that's a significant margin, like double the votes.
yeah.
Well, hold up though. 50 out of 216 polls reporting.
Which is
That-
weird because historically it's been a very
That's my
conservative area other than this last election.
Yeah, I don't know why they're calling it so soon when it's like, in my case, it was like less than 25% of the polls
Yeah.
reporting, and they.
Yeah, mine it's 90 of 196. So it's
Yeah.
literally not even close right now. It's
Yeah,
literally
I've
Are
got-
they that sure of their trends? Like, I
I've
mean,
got 50 of 216 polls reported, and they're calling it at 51.4.
I don't know about some of these big city ridings that you guys live in, but Marty and I feel like we're pretty safe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring Marty in for a second there, if I can. How do
yeah,
I-
if you got a bump.
There we- So, Marty, are you okay if we announce which riding you live in?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Okay. So Oxford is showing as 77 out of 224 polls showing reported. 9,000 votes for your conservative candidate versus just under 4,000 for the NDP. Also, seriously, the NDP is beating the Liberal where you live. I mean, I guess Toyota's
Yeah.
there, but okay.
Yeah, the Liberals. So my writing is been conservative for a long time, like very long time. So this is no surprise whatsoever. Like
Yeah, I
they
feel-
called
I feel
my
the same
writing. They called my writing at 70 votes.
Yeah,
Like
my
7-0.
writing was called
That was
with
it.
the first 6 polling places having reported. So I don't know what the number was. I think we were at like 400 votes or something because it was like first 6 polls. And it was like 2,000 votes for the conservative and like 100 votes for the Liberal. And now we're at
Yeah,
like
they-
10,000 versus 4,000.
Like my right at 70 votes, they were just like, "Yep, going conservative."
Conservative. Yeah. Okay. So I guess, yeah, that's.
It's all farmers. It's all farmers out here. So it's, they're independent business owners. They're relatively, like, farmers are always a pretty good one in terms of, like, understanding how the world works.
Hey, a bit of good
Yeah.
news is Ralph Goodale's riding. So far, the cons are ahead of the libs by 1,519.
Hey,
What about Bill Blair?
a little bit of good news.
Blair, it says that he's won, but I mean, again, it's probably like all these other ones where like not even half of the polls have reported back, and they're giving him a victory.
Mhm.
Yeah, so in my riding, Burlington got the Minister of Democratic Institutions that took over for Mariam Monsef. So That's great. So I'm not surprised that she's winning again. But again, like at the time they marked it, there was less than 20% of the polls reporting. So I don't understand this, but there's a larger gap now, about 5,000 votes between Liberals and Conservatives.
Yeah, I could see
All right,
Burlington
so
going
here's
Liberal.
the question.
Yeah.
Let's talk about conservatives here, because I mean, do we all agree all signs here are going towards liberal minority?
Yep.
At the minimum.
I've been
Currently,
saying
it
it for
seems to be
months.
trending that way. Yeah.
You've been saying for a month. All right. So I'm not saying anything outrageous here by
Yeah.
saying liberal minority at this point. Okay.
No, it's looking like it's going that way. Yeah.
What does that mean for Scheer as leader of Conservative? Do you think that's a step down, or do you think it's a continue on?
Oh, it's a step down.
No, it's a continue on. I couldn't give two fucks about what Steamed Toast has to say, but fuck this guy so much.
Yeah.
The conservatives are
seems
not
to me-
conservative. This man has no fucking principles and he's easily bought.
By the dairy board.
This seems to me, and in a private chat, we
You
talked
need
about
to
this.
drop
This
a
is-
motherfucker. We can't understand what you're trying to tell us.
Motherfucker.
There we
There
go.
you go.
So our listeners around here remember the Hudak versus where everything was stacked in his favor. Like it was one of those things where like don't fuck it up.
Uh-huh.
I think we're getting about every fourth or fifth word out of you, Marty.
Oh,
Don't
God
worry. Every time you
fucking
say
damn
fuck,
it.
no.
That one we got.
I fucking hate the internet.
It entertains
Your
me when you
internet.
take the Christian God's name in vain, because that part always comes through clearly.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
Well, a bit of good news, I guess. I don't think the People's Party caused as much of a vote split as we were worried about.
No, especially with Bernier losing his seat.
Yeah.
that was always a lost cause.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate because I would like to have voted for them if they had had a better presence, but
Yeah.
too much at stake.
So
in
in
this
terms
election,
of-
but
Now, in terms of Scheer stepping down, the only thing that gives me a bit of pause in terms of forcing him to step down.
Sure won't step down.
No.
Historically, Canadians have responded.
Responded to what? Say it again.
Historically, Canadians don't vote well for a.
One more time.
Don't vote well for a what?
A first
Motherfucker.
election leader.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
So it usually takes a second election before a leader gets like leadership. It gets to be prime minister.
That would happen with Harper?
I mean, here's a fun idea. Let's just not have Scheer running the Conservative Party. Actually, here's a better idea. Let's just not have a Conservative Party.
Let's be okay.
Wait, I got a better
Ambrose-
idea. Let's have a
if
Conservative
Ambrose
Party
was
that's
still-
actually conservative.
Would have won this election.
Something Ambrose election, yes.
If Ambrose was still in charge, they would have definitely won.
Thank. That was the comment I was making.
Shit, we could have our first female prime minister.
But she was either bought off.
We already had one of those. What am I talking about?
Yeah. Well, first
Uh.
real female one. No, I mean, I think she had a solid chance of winning as well, but part of her deal was when she took over as a temporary leader is that she wouldn't run after the leadership convention. I don't know why. Maybe they had something on her. Who knows?
Yeah.
That's just the party rules that the interim leader cannot run. That wasn't like a one-off. That wasn't like a one-off agreement with her. That's a party rules for whatever reason.
Well, it's a shitty rule because she had like the guys liked her because she was pretty good looking. The women liked her because she was a strong woman. She was smart. She had pretty much respect from everybody. She could have easily carried the election.
What about Michelle
She was
Rampell?
great in question period for sure.
Oh, she kicked
Yeah.
ass. Just like Michelle Rempel kicks ass now. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would totally vote the shit out of her.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Vote.
Yeah, vote.
Vote. That's it. Yeah.
I would.
Are we okay for the guest star that I was mentioning before?
Absolutely.
Do
Yeah.
it. One
Yeah.
of us. One
Yeah.
of us.
Disenfranchising the youth one person at a time.
No, wait. We want to franchise the youth.
Well, like I said, this should give you some hope at least.
Well,
Spence is killing me.
I don't know.
What?
She's running up from the house, but
Oh, you
I-
actually aren't in the house, eh?
no, I'm seriously not.
He's in the shed.
Wow.
You can
Yeah.
tell because of this Tupperware on the rope.
And the rope, good strong rope.
Most people would call it what, the ham shack or what?
Yeah. This is the reloading shack / it's got the freezer, it's got everything. So
/ where he votes for Michelle Rempel.
that's right.
Well, if you
Vote the
haven't
shit out of that.
voted for Michelle Rempel, are you really a conservative?
Yeah.
Exactly. Where the fuck are all my Torx bits?
Weird comment.
I also
Okay.
like from the what do they call it when you're not in the actual main show, behind the scenes, whatever.
Backstage.
What about the backstage?
I agree, Matt.
Oh, what's that? We have commentary from Matt. Well, you know what that means. See you,
Switching
Marty.
to welcome back.
Matt. Well, let's not maybe say both of Matt's names at the same time. Let's.
Fair,
Need some
fair.
freedom in his internet? I agree. Some serious freedom.
No, we're not going to hear from Matt.
Matt is apparently stuck in a time bubble.
Seems like he needs some freedom.
Oh
on
wait,
his internet.
hold up. There's two Matts. Stand by.
Oh,
How about this
Other
Matt?
door. Motherfucker.
Hey, you guys.
Hey. Oh, hey, it's Ian's daughter. Hello, Ian's daughter.
Oh, let me mute myself for the guest.
My name is Ariana, by the way.
Nice to meet you, Ariana.
welcome.
Hello.
What are y'all talking about?
Our
Michelle
impending
Rempel.
doom in this election.
What's your
Yeah.
thoughts on Michelle Rempel? Also, somebody needs to stop breathing into their mic, Matt.
I was fucking muted, bro.
Oh,
Okay,
my
yeah.
father's informed me that you guys probably want to know what happened. So my all the candidates came to my school and decided to all pitch to us their campaigns. That was quite interesting.
Okay,
Wait,
so
what-
sorry, what grade are
for
you
my
in? Like,
listeners, what
at
sort of
school?
school do you go to?
High school.
Okay, high school.
really?
Seriously, who's breathing into their microphone? I'll wreck you. You're all muted now. Oh, okay, it's Ariana. I give up. You're all unmuted now. Okay, so you go to a high school and you had all of these people there to what? To sell you on their communist ideals?
Yes, basically all the Green Party and the People's Party all tried to pitch on how bad the Conservatives were and all that.
So
The
there was
Liberal
no
Party
conservative
was-
representative there?
Hmm?
There was no conservative representative there?
There was Byron
Okay.
Horner there,
Okay.
which the majority of the school is rooting for Byron because we have his sons are in the high school.
Oh.
But the Green Party and the People's Party, it was very interesting how they were debating back and forth between the Conservatives and just shit talking the Conservatives the whole time.
Did you guys boo the shit out of him, I hope?
Oh yeah, we did.
Yes. High five from across the country. Nice.
And from Virginia, which is
Yeah.
America.
Yeah, America.
America.
In case we didn't know where Virginia
This is our
was.
American
Yeah.
friend.
I mean, whatever.
So, how does that go down? Like, do they bring the high school into like an auditorium and they're like, okay, so these are the like, what are we at? 5 parties that would be in BC: Liberals, Conservatives, NDP, Green, and PPC.
You
So they-
mispronounced Communist Party and Communist Party and Communist Party.
Yes, they mispronounced that. No, they brought us into a giant auditorium with locked doors and decided to lecture us for an hour and a half.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Locked doors?
Locked doors.
locked doors.
Seems
allowed to
kind of like a fire hazard, but okay.
Yeah,
Hey.
just a little bit of fire hazard.
How else are you gonna like indoctrinate them into the system if you let them out?
Exactly. It was amazing. The People's Party just completely writing off the fact that any firearms or dangerous weapons should be banned completely, and then someone in the crowd actually yelled, "What
Wait,
about hunting
Wait.
firearms?" It's funny.
The People's Party was for like lesser firearm restrictions.
Well, I mean, like, it's also in BC, so it's entirely possible the People's Party there is actually just a different form of communist.
It's also
Yeah.
entirely possible that they didn't vet any of their candidates.
Yeah, we've seen a
Yeah.
couple of examples of that.
Yeah.
But that was quite interesting, and the fact that they're all trying to restrain like guns and all the legal firearms and all that. But it's funny, someone in the crowd actually yelled, "Well, what about people that hunt or part of the Fish and Game Club?" And they completely just ignored the question, which was funny.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, sounds about right. Just kinda
Welcome to your
dismissed.
first taste of communism.
Oh
Yeah.
yes. Well, I mean, wasn't that Ontario?
Ooh.
Nice.
Well played.
Close to home,
Well
but
played.
all right.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah, buddy.
Invite her back. Ian, your daughter is invited back.
Yeah, you're welcome on the show anytime, young lass.
Apparently, I'm invited back.
Yeah, I will say this, that like it seems that all of the parties have been a lot more aggressive this election than previous elections. I mean, there's been candidates that have been, especially NDP lately. I've seen a bunch of them have been leaving leaflets in apartment buildings and just like scattering them all over the floor and pushing them under people's doors and stuff like that.
We got them on our gate fences.
Good
Just all the-
kindling.
Oh yeah, it's good
Yeah.
kindling.
But like,
Yeah,
you're not supposed to be inside of an apartment building unless somebody lets you in, and then when you're there, don't like fucking make a mess and throw your shit all over the place. But I've
the
seen
Green-
that
the Green
from
Party
several
disapproves.
people. Yeah.
So I do want to ask a quick generalized question, like coming from the States or whatever. What is your generation like in your mind? I know you live in your area and it's not representative of like the whole country or the whole generation or anything. Just curious, what do you see you guys doing when you guys get older for getting what kind of government you want to see in place? Like, what are your intentions with that? Like, is it going to be, we want to vote for what we want, we don't see voting being a possibility? Like, how does that look when you get a little bit older and it's like, what do you want to see your society look like is what I'm getting at. Like, not just with guns, but just like in terms of like your role vis-a-vis the government.
The solution is a Starship Troopers like military model.
I agree.
You get franchised.
Honestly, I think my generation with the whole government and such, my generation right now doesn't care. They don't really
Yep.
care about anything. And it's funny because you'll see someone in the streets who may be homeless for reasons, and it's funny because they'll give them money and like, well, instead of giving them money for drugs or whatever, why not give them food? And it's funny
Yeah.
how just blind my generation is to anything, and they think, oh well, JT and his hair, man, like come on.
It's
I've
not
heard
even
that.
that great anymore.
Does
Yeah, I
have
know.
majestic hair
Not
Yeah, I
anymore,
know.
though.
and socks. Have you
Oh
seen
yeah,
his
and
socks?
the rainbow socks. Yeah, I'm sorry,
I don't know,
but
it's-
they'll just go for like the image. They won't actually look into anything deeper in the government.
I think the stress of the job and like the absence of Sophie has got to him, and his hair is not quite as lustrous as it used to be.
Graying.
Yeah, he's letting the
Definitely
country down.
Have his eyebrows fallen off yet?
The toupee just falls.
The man loses
Oh, I
his
wish.
eyebrows at a public event one time. Whose eyebrows fall off?
I mean, you take a photo one time and it's spreading around the internet.
And then three
Yeah.
times later, you
Blackface
don't
three
remember
times.
having used blackface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 times, and then it just
Well,
all falls apart.
I was just gonna say that was like a pretty refreshing answer because my daughter's 3 years old right now, and yeah, we are in the States, but like it's one of those things as a dad in the back of my head, it's like a constant, not worry, but it's like a constant pressure on me to make sure I do the right thing to raise her to where she can have that kind of independent thought. So that's kind of refreshing to hear you say that, because when you watch, whether it's media or pop culture and all kinds of shit, it's like I'm like, where the fuck are these kids going? You know what I mean?
To hell. To hell.
Yeah. good
Worry is
answer.
the right word, though, Matt. Like, this is what sort of a country are we leaving for our children?
Exactly.
A
And also,
shittier one
what's
than
the
you got.
legacy? Yeah, what's the legacy, man?
Honestly, with your 3-year-old, I would just educate her as much as possible because we need some people in the world that are at least educated, amongst all those snowflakes and idiots. So
I feel like that's kind of where we dropped the ball a little.
She'll be.
I mean, even when I was in high school, like civics class was half of a semester. I find that completely inadequate and unsatisfactory. It should almost be a class every single year that you have to take, so that you understand your duty as
Nah, man. I already played
Canadian
the Tyler.
citizen.
I already played the Tyler drop. What we need is Starship Troopers like
I got excited. I
democracy.
thought he joined. In. I was like, oh. Yeah,
here's the sad thing: we don't even have a civics class or anything like that anymore. We don't have any education.
don't even have to do the half.
No,
I'm in
seriously, we don't
Ontario.
have any
That's
classes
fucked
like
up.
that.
That's because
Man.
everything is a liberal indoctrination.
It should be a weird place that I don't like.
Yeah, we barely even have like a politics class. Like they don't even cover it, or government, or anything of Canadian history doesn't even happen until like grade 12.
Yeah, so when you turn,
how
what
many
is- what's the voting
commissaries
age?
do you
18,
have in
right?
your school?
Commissaries? Sorry, what?
So
I think
hang on.
your question just got
I've got
answered.
an update for you guys.
Okay.
The alcoholic Elizabeth May has won her seat.
Fuck's sakes, bud.
Elizabeth May won her seat.
Yeah.
My dad just rolled his eyes, so I don't.
So
Yeah, I
the
could
Green
hear
Party
it.
now has 2 confirmed seats.
Oh no! How many does the other parties have?
More. A lot
so
more.
Liberals have 112, Conservatives 96, Bloc 26, NDP 9, Green 2. Nobody else has anything. Although who knows if those are actually
called by-
confirmed or not, because some of those ridings seem to have only returned a small amount of their polls.
My page
But
stopped refreshing because it was way different from what you said.
Yeah,
That's what I've
also
just
have
pulled up.
CPAC results that are much higher than that.
Yeah,
well, that's the one that I'm pulling up from the CBC.
Oh, well, it's
CBC.
let's stop using them as a reliable
There's your
news.
first
Yeah,
problem.
but those are the elected ones and not necessarily the leading ones.
yeah. I going off the National Post. I have the Liberals at 129, Conservatives at 103, the Bloc at 27, NDP at 12, Green at 2, and then nobody else.
Yeah, because if you go by the ones on projections, then it's Liberals at 157, Conservatives at 121, Bloc. But this is the problem, right? Like,
yeah,
So
the
Liberals
media
are in the
is
lead.
media is fucking
Yeah.
with all the results from
unfortunately,
everywhere.
yes.
Yeah, but this whole thing is bullshit because, like, there's like 20% of
Representatives democracies are
poll
terrible, and they
stations
shouldn't
have
have-
reported.
Yeah,
Like, I'm watching it live right now. I mean, I have to YouTube it live, so I'm watching CBCs of all things, which is utter fucking nonsense. Like, half of
The
these.
only
Yeah.
good thing on CBC is Coronation Street and 22 minutes before 2000.
I think
And
the
neither-
only good
First
on
of all,
CBC is
Right,
the ads
Hoffman.
in
The year
between.
2000 was terrible.
and neither
Their
of those things are that
their
good.
studio is like their studio has had to have cost like tens of millions of dollars. It's ridiculous.
$600
The production
million.
value of their studio right now, it's insane.
The best
Well,
thing about
like-
CBC has got to be the ads. That's
So,
pretty
I mean,
much the best part.
They're still calling my riding as the done deal when only 80 of 216 polls have reported. So
How is that possible? How is that possible? Like, do they
because
know
we don't
what,
live in a real country and this is clown world.
do they
that's-
do they know the political makeup of the different polling areas? You know what I mean? Like
Alright.
the neighborhoods.
I gotta go, guys. My dad wants his podcast back.
Take care.
Have
Keep
a
doing
good
it.
one.
It was nice meeting you.
Whenever you're
Thank you.
back,
Yeah, you're
okay,
smart,
come
young
back.
lady. Keep doing what you're doing, young lady.
Well,
All right.
You're raising a good one there, buddy. You're raising a good
Old
one.
Yeah, man,
Ian is
seconded.
hired, new Ian is hired. Bring back new Ian.
yeah.
She's better looking too. I mean, I can see it. She, interesting enough, she forgot. She meant to say Marxist-Leninist Party was talking about banning the guns at school, not the People's Party.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean,
their
the
name is
Marxist-Leninist
confusing.
Party is kind of the People's Party.
yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
I can understand that. Also,
No, but
Jay in the
she makes me
comments.
hopeful that I can raise my daughter to be that, intelligent about the world and how fucked up it is.
And she's
Just
also
saying, man. Props.
thanks, man. She's also
My daughter's only 3, but it gives me hope.
she's also a way better shot than I am. So
Yeah.
There you
So,
go. That's
Jay,
probably
I have
going
a
to happen to
comment.
me too. Guarantee it. You know.
Hard to be better. It's hard. It's easy to be better than zero.
That's true. That's true.
Ooh, shots fired.
Damn.
So what
Yes,
were we
digest.
what were we discussing? Why is Ian back? Where's better Ian?
Yeah. So you said there's a comment in the YouTubes.
Oh,
Were you?
yeah, I was gonna tell Jay to cool his jets because that was a minor.
Oh Jesus Christ!
You don't want to
Yeah.
sign an NDA, bro. You don't have. Well, actually, if you have $2.25 million, please invest immediately in CPP.
Yes. We will sign all the NDAs for you.
What were we talking about?
How much we hate Trudeau?
Oh, Matt's gone, and you know what that means. If Matt's gone, better
It's
Marty
time
is
for
back.
Marty.
Well,
I'm liking
between
this revolving panel.
your pigeon's not working, and you're Marty. Between your internet not working and Matt being from America, one of you can be here at a time.
So while
you better
I'm
be-
coming back, I want to thank Ian for raising.
Raising what?
Okay, kick him out. Switch Mac back.
Did you just call my daughter an
No.
asshole?
Not yet. God, fucking it. The internet is the worst.
Every time you cuss, that comes through crystal clear.
I
So
know.
Yeah.
Clearest things you say all night
Yeah,
is fuck
so-
shit.
Every other word must be a cuss word, Marty. That's the only way your computer
right.
seems to work.
this is just going to be Marty with Tourette's for the next 60 minutes.
and that's no different than the rest of us, pretty much, right now.
That's not true. I don't have Tourette's. I just cuss a lot.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know. We're at 157 liberal seats right now. 122 conservative. I'm still calling this
Oh, yeah,
a liberal
shit on,
minority.
Yeah,
Yeah.
liberal in the minority is what it's looking like.
Yeah.
And again, just for the listeners that may not have been tuned in, what does that basically spell for us? Probably going to have we're just going to have a coalition government is basically what's going to happen. Basically what's going to happen.
And they don't need to do much. Like
Yeah.
a liberal NDP coalition does
Is
it.
enough. Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah.
So
That would give them
free
180.
stuff for everybody.
That's
Except
pretty much-
for if you're white and pay taxes, in which case you're fucked.
$35
Well, that's
billion deficit year one. Let's go.
that's pretty much the worst case scenario too, because I mean they're going to lean more further left than lefty liberal. I mean,
Yeah.
Yep.
because in order to keep the coalition alive, they're going to have to accede to certain demands from the NDP, which is going to require a whole lot of extreme leftist spending.
Yep.
And the money's going to come from somewhere.
And they're going to somewhat legitimize the NDP here as well.
Yep. Yeah, I mean that puts them, if everything goes as currently projected, that's going to be 180 seats if the Libs and the NDPs form a coalition. So,
Holy fuck.
I mean, the only hope is
I
that
don't know why you're saying if. Jagmeet Singh was very clear in a public setting saying that he would form a coalition government between his NDP party and the Liberals.
yes.
I just
So-
don't understand how that guy gets how anybody voted for that guy again. That's
Well,
beyond
you
me.
have to wrap
Oh,
your hat really
Yukon
tight
just
around your
went
head.
conservative, guys.
Oh,
Oh,
baby.
shit.
So
What
you're
did-
saying there's a chance?
What
Let's
did?
go.
Shit, I missed
Yes.
that. What conservative?
The
Yukon.
Yukon.
Oh, the Yukon
By a
did.
margin
Yeah.
of 8 votes. 8 votes.
So a third of the population.
Yes.
And 2 deer somehow got in the polling station and voted.
Well,
as
they got their voter
If you
card.
get
so-
a voter ID card, you're good.
You're in. Marsupial, whatever you are.
Only a third of their polls.
Or
have
stupid.
reported-
Do you even Canada, bro?
What? They could have come here from Australia.
And,
Expatriated. You said they all get to vote.
Yeah,
Doesn't
right.
matter.
Fair enough.
you can actually go up to Yukon and hunt buffalo if you want.
Yeah,
Fuck,
yeah.
I'd shoot a buffalo. I'd shoot buffalo all fucking day.
Is that where that giant elk herd resides as well, or whatever it is, or reindeer, whatever it is?
Well, most of the caribou are in the Northwest Territories, northern Saskatchewan, type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've heard that, it's not that exciting to go shooting them because they literally are just like
Everywhere.
slowly walking by, and it's just like
They are the dumbest
not
animals going.
not
Like
that one, not
Have
that
you met
one.
domesticated cattle?
Yeah, like I was watching Meat Eater, and they were
Cattle are
doing
the
a.
dumbest animals I've ever had the pleasure of encountering.
I was
Oh, no,
watching. I was watching Meat Eater, and they were doing the reindeer hunt, and it's just literally hundreds of thousands of reindeer, like
Yeah,
in a herd.
you just pick the
It's
one
like,
you want.
yeah, which one do you think looks like the best buck that you want to shoot, and then just go shoot it.
Yeah, just take it. Yeah.
no, back when I lived in northern Saskatchewan, I took down a caribou, but it was not an exciting hunt because basically, just stop your skidoo, pick one out, and that's that. They're not even running.
Yeah. Yeah, like if you're doing it because you want the meat, then it's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect, yeah.
it's cool. Like that's what I'd be doing it for. It's just
Nope.
awesome wild
Right.
meat.
When I was making zero money, that was a good way to fill the freezer.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess let's look at some more poll breakdowns. I want to
Is
give a
David,
shout out.
like the conservative giving up, like waving the chamber flag?
Possible eye. Oh man, fucking.
Hey, all right, good news. It looks like Goodale did not get his he's being beaten by a respectable amount.
Excellent.
Aw.
It looks like Blair has won his. Sadly, I was hoping that the
Blair's the finance minister.
no, that's more no.
Border
Blair
security.
is,
Or no, yeah.
yeah. I was hoping Blair would have lost spectacularly to the injured former sergeant, I think she was, or captain.
Captain.
That he
Those are
he
not
didn't-
the same.
That he denied.
Both
assistant
of
to-
those will get mad if you get them confused for different
Yeah.
reasons, but they'll both be pissed.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I was hoping he would have lost spectacularly to her, but unfortunately,
Alas, it was not to be.
All right, so
Yeah.
let's
Yeah,
look
Blair,
at some,
what was the role that Blair was given? It was like border security and
Organized crime.
securities are-
and
Yeah.
and confiscating of legal guns from legal gun owners. I think that's the role that he was given. Yeah.
because
So you
fuck
guess my
you,
new-
that's why.
So I guess my new semi-auto
and
that just
don't
shipped
forget
today-
assisted knives.
Yeah. Anything that can be opened one-handed with a blade is also under his purview. Yeah.
I really
That's
wanted a
why
barrel
I
to be going inside of this. I really wanted a barrel to be going inside of this.
I'm confused. Are we talking about
That's
Michelle
what
Lemp
she
again?
said.
Maybe. I mean, yes. I mean, no.
You can still
Maybe.
get a barrel for it, Dave. However the election goes,
True, I could.
It's true.
Andrew could order that barrel for you right now.
It's true.
Also true. We'll see how serious they are about that BAN word they keep tossing around.
They're not. I guess,
Yeah,
we,
I guess-
we could
yeah.
we could talk about that for a little bit because we got a while to fill before we get some
Yeah.
better results here. I don't foresee an
Dude,
actual
the results are
thing.
pretty clear.
Yeah, it's going to be a liberal. I've been saying it's been going to be a liberal minority for 6 fucking months. If people would just listen to the podcast, they would know what I was saying was going to happen. And now that things have happened, maybe I'm the
For
media.
Anyways, let's talk about that BAN word, that dirty word.
Yeah, the BAN word. I think this is going to be a very soft BAN word after. I'm going to go ahead and call it 18 to 24 months of public consultations that don't mean anything.
Mhm.
Wherein they're going to determine that it's far too expensive to actually BAN word all of the semi-automatic rifles. These semi-automatic pistols we already know are not dangerous because they have to be stored appropriately. Although for some reason the semi-automatic
rifles don't.
that have to be stored the same way are far too dangerous for the public to own because they're called AR-15s. Notwithstanding, as soon as the government discovers how much money it's going to cost to buy these back, implying that I bought my guns from the government, my guns are much better than what the government has. Thank you. As soon as the government figures how much this is going to cost, the government is going to rescind that policy where they are trying to buy back the BAN material because they're not going to pay me several $1,000s per gun. They're going to allow me to keep them, grandfather them, probably. That's what we've historically done in this country. That's what happens when gun control comes into effect in the vast majority of countries in the last 100 years. I'll get to keep my BAN rifles. or my BAN handguns. Although I don't think the Liberal government's going to go after handguns because we see that licensed law-abiding handgun owners are not the problem. I'm not sure why AR-15 owners are, but this is part of the Liberal mental gymnastics that I'm not able to compete in.
Yeah.
You know, I suspect that they will do a buyback of some sorts, just that they can say they did a ban on buying.
Yeah,
it'll be voluntary or something.
I think it's not going to be the AR-15. I think they're going to take something else that's a lower dollar value firearm and a lower quantity firearm.
Maybe the CZs or something like that.
Well, yeah, they've already
Fucking Ruger
historically
Chargers.
targeted the CZs and the 8.5.
Yeah.
You know, like, and stuff like that.
So I was thinking, or
But
even
it
a
has to
higher
be
dollar
something-
firearm.
It has to be something
that is lower
inexpensive
quantities.
and in low quantities. It can't be SKSs.
Or it could be
CZ
like
858s, VZ58s is still kind of like $1,100 a gun retail or
But there's
more.
just not that
I'm
many
almost
of
wondering
them,
if the
though.
Swiss, if they go for the Swiss arms, even though it's $2,000 a pop or $3,000 a pop,
Yeah,
There's
there's only
not
a couple
many.
thousand of
quantity
them.
of them.
It's already
Maybe
on
the
their
Swiss
radar.
arms. I don't see it being ARs. I don't see it being SKSs. I don't see it
Yeah.
being CZ858s, VZ58s. They're like
I can
these
see
things are
being
two Mini 14s.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Mini 14s was used in an actual mass shooting in this country. Mini 14s escaped the bans the first time around in the 90s. Mini 14s are not that popular because they're not very good guns. I could see giving a couple of $100 a pop for those. A couple thousand of those at a couple $100 a piece. Yeah, I mean, okay, whatever.
Being
$100,000.
said, if anybody has a Mini 14 with the stainless like factory, because I totally want one. I'll 18 the shit out of that.
I can tell you a
Yeah.
black van too if you want.
I pity the foo.
Shut up, fool, before I weigh you like my chain.
Maybe they
Yeah.
can buy back those fucking Ruger Charger pistol rifle things so we can get our Butler Creek 1022 mags back.
That we allegedly got rid of.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're
Yeah.
talking about. I lost mine in a tragic boating accident.
Yeah, I never had any Butler Creek ones.
I
only
never
had a
owned one. I have
GSG
no idea what you're talking about.
I like those 10 rounders. They just fit flush. Perfect.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Butler Creek mag.
Coolies
There's-
never took those mags to begin with.
Yeah.
That's true. That's very true.
Boy,
So,
oh
you know,
boy.
Alberta's one riding away from going completely blue.
Yeah, because Alberta's the fucking shit.
So am I gonna? I'm not. I haven't looked, but I'm going with fuck Edmonton because I feel
Yeah.
like this is a fuck Edmonton.
Edmonton, Strathcona.
Is it
Yeah.
Edmonton or is it Calgary?
You
Nope.
son
Oh, it is Edmonton.
No,
Edmonton,
it's
Strathcona.
It's most definitely Edmonton. Fucking
Yeah.
losers.
of course it's Edmonton.
Remember in
Saskatchewan looks pretty solid.
No, it's. I mean, the northern. There's only one riding up north, and that. Well, there's a lot to explain.
Jesus
here.
Christ, that one riding is massive.
Yeah.
It's never
then
a
also
bad
Manitoba
time
was
to
the
say
same.
fuck Edmonton. I mean, it's usually true.
Yeah, agreed.
What? I can't even zoom
What are you
in the
looking
map
at?
enough to see where this Edmonton riding is. What the? What?
It's
what,
in the middle.
What is
It's where Edmonton is.
Edmonton, Strathcona. What's the matter with you guys? If I look
Well,
at this on
it's the
actual map,
trendy area. It's like there's a famous spot
is
called
this
White
like
Ave.
is this downtown Edmonton? Is this like some nonsense? Am I gonna see like
Is this like
heroin-
Club District?
heroin dealers?
Like,
No, it's not
put it this
downtown.
way:
It's south of the
if
river.
you were going to
and-
open a Starbucks in Alberta, that's where
it
you'd
would
open
be.
it.
Yeah.
oh, I know where this place is. I've been to
Cuck
this
Central.
neighborhood. Fuck these
Yeah.
people.
It's where the farmers
Especially.
market. It's where the farmers market is. It's where all the trendy stuff is. All the nightclubs, all the students, south of the river. So
It's
not
funny
downtown.
that that's where the farmers market is.
Why are you
'cause
throwing
you-
a farmers markets under the bus here?
hipsters,
I
bro.
would say-
Farmers
Who do?
markets are good things.
No, I'm just saying. That's where we went. We went to the farmers market all the time. when we
You
lived
mean
there.
it's the
But,
GMO free fucking farmers market? That's what you're fucking talking about.
yeah, no, it's very very hip and trendy little area.
Yeah,
Fuck
I know
that
where it is.
area.
Fuck this area.
Look at BC.
Steve knows what I'm about.
Agreed. One of these losers over on the island. Two of them are Green Party.
Oh, don't even
That's
get me
where
started.
Hey,
The
remember
whole-
that time
the
that
whole-
your countryman voted for May? The fucking drunk American?
Is Elizabeth Bay American too?
Yeah, she's got dual citizenship.
So why are they giving Scheer shit when there's like how many liberal people?
Exactly.
Plus her.
Hit the thank you button.
The majority of the liberal people don't have dual citizenship with the great Satan. They have dual citizenship with their country of origin. You know,
That's
somewhere in
correct.
the Middle East.
Middle East, yeah.
That's different from El Norte.
And according to the wife, Jagmeet's only beating the conservative in his riding by 400 votes.
Ooh,
Close.
interesting.
Oh, I really hope he
Fuck
doesn't.
that guy.
win. I
Agreed.
Really don't. I
criminal.
dislike the man in the funny hat. Also, his TikTok videos are very bad.
TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok is like Snapchat for people with the attention of Vine. So it's like a 30-second video set to music. What's Marty saying? Fuck Trudeau?
Just looking at this election maps again, and just like
Northern Ontario is fucking retarded.
Northern Ontario has like 15 people in it. They're all dumb.
Agreed.
right, but that's only 2 seats. Look at the GTA and how much they fucked this entire country over.
Yeah, pretty
You're
much.
not wrong. Yeah.
Again, I've been saying this for months. We just need to build a wall and make the lake bigger.
Well, at
Agreed.
least temporarily.
Yeah.
My
No,
house
No,
is
you,
high enough.
Feels
you
like
just need to
cleansed.
move further away from the GT. There's nothing having.
No,
made the
you can
mistake of
flood
going-
it and then
No, I
get
made the
rid of
mistake of going
everyone.
to school in Toronto. There's nothing in Toronto worth saving. Build a wall, flood it all.
I just
make
don't
the
understand
lake
why
a
they
little bit
get
bigger.
so many ridings.
No,
Like why they get
they're-
so many seats. It's ridiculous.
It's
Well,
population based.
Why does Eastern? No, that's bullshit. Why does Eastern Canada get so many ridings? Is because it's set up to favor Ontario and Quebec. It's not about the number of people that live in the Greater Toronto area. Most of these ridings are not that new. The population boom in Toronto has been in the last 40 years. Most of these ridings are older than that. Not all of them, but the vast majority of them are older than that. And it's because ridings in Eastern Canada, Ontario and Quebec specifically, are set up to provide the government for the entire country. What's the number of seats between like BC and Alberta is the same as the number of seats for the province of Ontario. The entire thing is set up to favor Eastern Canada.
Yeah.
Question.
No.
Is there any chance of Bloc supporting the Conservatives?
Fuck no.
Only on certain votes I could see, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if we wanted to like ban gay marriage, maybe, but the Conservatives are all about gay marriage now. So
Or what about the gun
Yeah.
what
vote?
are the francophones going to do about it?
I mean, there's a lot of hunters in Quebec. What about the gun vote?
Yeah, they have no gun
It's
vote.
the
'cause they got a
block.
registry. Yeah. They
Yeah.
have
Like-
a registry.
They have what's the Quebec law? M103
And
something like
regardless,
that.
the NDP Liberals combined is
Still
It's
outweigh.
still, yeah.
yes.
I mean, there's one independent that's now potentially winning a riding. So that's probably either Phil Potter, what's her face, Raybould, because they're both independent.
You're independent.
I am.
True. He is.
Why is Gavin sending me pictures on text message? I don't text
No.
message.
That
I
wasn't
am.
me. That was Ian.
That was me. That was
Why
your-
is Ian sending me text messages? This doesn't make
that's
sense.
liberals with dual citizenship for you.
Oh, I tried to fact check this. This is not true. So yes, Chandra Araya was born in India. I'm not sure if he has dual citizenship. Selena Savar Charvez, yes, she has dual citizenship in Grenada. Ramirez Ouayeb was born in Syria but doesn't have dual citizenship. Arif Verni was born in Uganda but doesn't have dual citizenship. I tried to fact check this infographic or whatever the fuck this thing is. I got like halfway through this and gave up because most of it is wrong. Like it is factually inaccurate.
Dang. That would be great ammo against the sheer thing, though.
Yeah, it would be, but it's not because somebody didn't do their fucking research because they need to employ a certain autiste that can actually use the internet. Because whoever designed this didn't bother to do basic research.
Internet's a thing now, I heard.
The internet remains a thing, as does my autism.
Raybold is leading, according to Mr. Phil.
Good.
Liberal minority. In other news, I think I'm going to move to Alberta.
Get in line.
I think I'm going to go to
Great
Tennessee.
country of Alberta.
Fuck this entire hemisphere. I'm going to fucking Tennessee.
That would still be in this hemisphere.
Yeah, it's still the
Yeah.
I
hemisphere.
mean, I'm
but
not trying to
just-
tell you
let's say-
you're bad at
what-
geography, but also
wrong word. Wrong
stick to
word.
large diesel engines. That's more your forte.
Let's stick to this lateral line of whatever we're on. That splits the Americans from, like the U.S. from Canada. What is that?
The
30th?
49th
More
parallel.
evidence that government schools are bullshit. Right here.
Fuck off.
Hey, what's Jody Wilson Raybold's seat?
It's somewhere out in BC
Near Ottawa?
somewhere.
What's I thought too was
Granville.
Granville. That's why she's in Vancouver. Okay, I thought she was
Yeah.
from the island originally, but I didn't know where her seat was.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, East Coast. Go fuck yourself.
Fun
Yeah.
facts about the 49th parallel. Did you know that parts of southern Ontario are as far south as parts of northern California? Also, Paris, France is roughly at the 49th parallel. It's like 15 kilometers south. This concludes the fun facts I know about the 49th parallel.
Fuck France.
Also, yeah, fuck the French.
Did you know there's a little hunk of the states right south of Vancouver that is not connected to the rest of it?
Wait, really?
Gonna look on this
Wait.
fancy map that we're looking at.
Point Roberts.
Yep.
It's a thing.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
I don't know. Fuck the French.
It's good for
That's
cross-border
great.
shopping, it tells you.
Yeah. There's 32.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
There's 32 seats in the French-speaking part of the country that we could have used. Fucking Bloc Québécois.
You know what? I mean, fuck the Bloc Québécois, but also, like, philosophically, I can support their position. The federal government does not give two shits about you as a province. So
No.
by forming a provincial federal party, like you're looking after the best interest of your country, but also you've been threatening separation for like 40 years.
Yeah.
Shit or get off the pot.
Yeah, fucking do it already. I'm waiting. Please.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
I was kind of wondering why we don't get to vote on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. Like, I would be.
Yeah,
in
all
favor
your
of
money is
separation
going there.
from Quebec.
If anything, you
Right.
guys should have a weighted vote.
I mean, fuck them. Fuck them all.
Fuck them. Excellent political commentary. Fuck 'em.
Yeah. Fuck the 156 liberal fucking candidates that have got seats so far. Fuck them.
Nah, you don't want to do that. You don't know where they've been. They might have diseases.
Yeah, well. Maybe if we get them all together, it'll create something super terminal.
Well, I guess that's a valid point. It doesn't matter at this point because the election is going to be what I've been saying it's going to be. If anybody would bother to listen to me,
Did you say something?
no. But also, can we have a little accelerationism? I'm kind of like, I don't live in a
Yeah.
riding where my vote would make a difference, but maybe we could have a little accelerationism. Can we just, as a country, go bankrupt already so that we can get this over with?
Oh, actually, one of my Prepper podcast cohorts is wondering why conservatives have more votes overall but less seats overall. It's called basically, voter density, so to speak. Like in
Yeah.
Alberta, 99% of the people are voting conservative, but in a lot of these other ridings, the race is really tight. They might only be different by 400, 500 numbers, but it's just enough to get them a majority. This dispersion of
Yeah.
I'm
dispersion of
reasonably
voters.
confident. I'm reasonably confident that your other CPP cohorts have the link to the show. they should be waiting in line with Matthew to come on and ask this question themselves.
I will send it to them. They can join it and link up. How's that sound?
I would accept this, but yeah, voter density, because
Yeah.
I think I alluded this earlier in less than uncertain terms. The entire system is rigged to favor Eastern Canada, and by Eastern Canada I mean Ontario and Quebec.
Yeah, but not even that. I mean, the ridings that the Conservatives are winning, they're usually winning substantially, and if they're losing, it's by a small margin. So that's why you'll get the popular vote, but not necessarily the seat.
So what you're saying is we don't live in a serious country?
Yeah, and that's why we wanted electoral reform, but Trudeau didn't make good with that because Monsef.
But I was told that we were going to eliminate first past the post.
Yeah, we were told lots of things by Trudeau.
Like
he only had 2 incidents of blackface.
Hey, how many instances of blackface did you have, Gavin?
In my life, well, let me see. Yeah, 0 times. Yeah.
Weird.
Same with me.
Did you? Took me a little to remember because but no, yeah, 0 is the number. Yeah.
So I recall.
We have an interesting YouTube comment from Ellen, and I think this is worthwhile to discuss, not only because it will be a fun discussion, but also, are you guys Trump supporters? So let's go clockwise on the screen, and we'll start with Better Andrew.
I agreed with what he was saying in the beginning, but some of the changes he's done sort of made it a little wishy-washy on me, but I haven't quite followed up with American politics.
Who's eating?
As of now.
Stop breathing into the microphone.
That's Urbex_GTA.
Oh, well, my bad.
Once more, other Andrew.
In the beginning, I was following more in line with it. I was agreeing with his platform, what he was going for. But some of the changes that he was doing, especially mainly around some of the gun laws, I've becoming less agreeing with him. But I haven't quite kept up with American politics too much to have an informed opinion on him right now.
All right, Dave, your thoughts on the Orange Cheeto Man?
Mr. Cheeto Man is a businessman. I may not agree with all of his policies and all the stupid shit he may say on Twitter, but he does smart things like backs out of the UN deal on carbon credits, because that's a fucking scam. He does other stupid things that I don't agree with, like Andrew mentioned. I don't think I'm totally on board with where he might be headed with firearm policy and some other stuff, but he sure as hell has his country's best interests at heart a lot more than our fucking asshole does. So, like I said, not a wholehearted supporter of Trump, but it's better than their other options as well. So
I would agree with that. Out of the options that I had, I would.
You want Pelosi running that fucking show, or you want Bernie running that show? Good fucking luck. You're out of your fucking mind if you think those two will fucking run a country. They'll run that place right into the ground. So, and as they are our biggest trading partner, we kind of need them to do well. So there's that as well.
All right, Gavin, your opinions on Orange Cheeto Man?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to look at the numbers, and he has certainly done a lot for unemployment and the economy and everything in the U.S. And I think his greatest strength is also his greatest weakness, in that he has zero filter whatsoever, and he will say what he means and put it all out on the Twitter for everyone else to see and read, without thinking of the implications of what he is saying or anything else, and without even spell checking, hence the Kofifi incident that
you don't talk shit about Kofifi.
Still everyone is trying to decipher. And I certainly think he is under the microscope more so than any other previous president, and has a huge amount of bias towards him. That being said, I think he has done also a lot of incredibly stupid things, and is, ultra Republican supporters that are just like, yes, daddy, tread harder when it comes to gun stuff. Because, you know, it's their guy that's doing the anti-gun stuff is ridiculous. So I wouldn't call myself a supporter of Trump. I enjoy seeing him like explode snowflake heads by doing things.
Agreed.
But that's
100%.
just like a super guilty pleasure of mine because I just love that. But like I'm middle of the road on him.
Say that. Yeah.
I think he was probably like the least worst option they had, and all options were bad. Kind of like the situation that we're in, where for us currently Scheer is the least worst option, but you know, he's still like the dairy board guy.
Yep.
Well, when she asked if her Trump supporters, then turned right around and said Trump is a Nazi, by extension, she's asking us if we're Nazis, which I kind of resent that remark somewhat. Nazis, if you want to do some German translation, is the National Socialist German Workers' Party. So Trump, by being a Republican, is hard-pressed to be called a socialist. So I wouldn't call him a Nazi. Is he a true Republican? I don't think so. He's a wizard-level troll master on Twitter, and he does might like to make liberals' heads explode. He is not pro-gun as much as he would like to claim to be. He attends NRA meetings and bans all sorts of everything from bump stocks. Gavin, stop eating. And
You're fucking right. There we go.
There you go. And do I support Trump? I mean, some of the stuff, yeah, absolutely. I like what he's doing. He's actually like finding workarounds to building everything from walls that actually work, because Democrats actually want walls in Syria, but not on their own border. Yeah, I support some of the stuff he does. Is he an idiot sometimes? Is he a buffoon? Absolutely. But he's effective, and he's actually been doing it better than average job for a typical president this century. So would I say I'm a Trump supporter? Any more than I'm a Scheer supporter. But it's the least worst option, like Gavin said.
All right. Better, Marty?
I'd say this. Like any politician, put it this way, there's basically not a politician that I'd want to actually like spend time with and hang out with, and Trump is in that list. He's a politician at this point, and there's not a whole lot of great that I can say about him. I will say this in terms of sort of campaign Trump said a lot of things and that I would have agreed with from things in terms of what he wanted to accomplish. I would say that in actuality, sort of actions Trump, he's not really accomplished a lot of those things that he said he was going to. You know, the wall was not secured their border. Jail. Comey is not in jail. And so I would say as a president, he's been a disappointment in terms of not goals that he'd kind of laid out for himself at the campaign. And so I would say he's generally just been a disappointment from my perspective as a president.
And Ellen, you mentioned the fact that Trump is a German. Ich bin auch ein Halbdeutschlander. So, I mean, yeah, Germans are everywhere. Matter of fact, the official language of the U.S. was almost German. By vote, it was decided to be English back in the 1700s. Yeah, just because you're German doesn't make you a Nazi.
Yes.
The royal family in England is also German, so
that would be the House of Hanover. Yes, turned into the House of Windsor during World War I.
Yeah.
Ich bin donut.
If you're a donut, you're a donut. If that's how you identify, that's cool with me.
I mean, so I guess that I feel like Ellen might be a troll, but also I'm going to entertain this because I'm waiting for more.
It's good fun.
Well,
it's a Spaß, yeah.
We can't fix Marty's mic. It's Marty's pigeons that are broken. They do this sometimes. The calibrating word for the pigeons is motherfucker.
And they all align.
Podcast is difficult for us to accept. But also every time he cusses, it comes through just fine. Ich bin donut. But yeah, okay, so Trump was born in New York. Trump's daddy was born in New York. Trump's great-grandparents were German, and Trump's great-grandparents on his mother's side were like, I'm probably going to mess this up. I want to say they were Dutch, but I don't feel like that's right. Does somebody have a better? No,
half Dutch, maybe.
Scots. Scots.
At that point, does it really matter?
Yeah,
Well, that's kind of my. But I mean,
clearly
taking the
Nazis.
point, because you have German heritage does not make you a Nazi. Being a National Socialist in the 30s and 40s makes you a Nazi.
And Nazism is on the left side of the spectrum.
Well, I mean, it's literally
And-
called National Socialism, but I mean, like, our uncle in his comfy chair was not incorrect in some of the things he said. Like, if we must be socialists, at least let us be national socialists. I can get behind some of the things that our uncle said.
Yeah, he was a business-friendly socialist. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, he did invent the people's car.
And the Autobahn system. And hey, for all those snowflakes, Hitler was a vegan.
And a painter.
Yeah, they should like that.
And BMW.
I mean, free healthcare, free university educations, alleged death camps.
Well, hold on. Who are we talking about? Jagmeet Singh or Hitler?
Oh, hey. I guess so. My position on this is I supported Trump insofar as I can as a non-U.S. voting non-citizen during the election because Hillary Clinton killed my friends.
Seth Rich, looking at you.
Yeah, so like I don't think that this is like which end of the turd do you want to pick up? Well, I don't really want to pick up either end of the turd.
I heard there's a clean end somewhere.
If I had to pick one, I guess it's the orange end. I guess.
Yeah, it's got like a layer of makeup so it's not like you're actually touching the shit.
Oh, motherfucker!
What happened?
My writing just went orange.
Oh.
Again.
Like Cheeto orange or like Jagmeet Singh orange?
No, Jagmeet orange. Sorry, Jugmeat, as they pronounce it around here. Jugmeat orange.
Jagmeet.
It's my favorite type of meat. It's like I don't understand why they're calling them Jugmeat. But anyways, yeah. So it just went NDP officially.
That's disappointing. So I would not say that I
I'm going to
support
bail on
Trump.
the podcast.
Okay.
All right, buddy.
Good night, Marty.
See ya.
Have a good one, brother.
It's clearly done.
Yeah.
So I've been
See you
right
guys.
all this time. Liberal minority.
Agreed.
None of us were
Say
arguing.
it.
Yeah.
There's no arguments.
Yeah.
I was,
we didn't
like
want
I
to-
said, I was cautiously optimistic for the opposite,
Yeah.
but like I,
I don't
said,
think any of us
cautiously.
ever
I
fought
was
it
always
hard.
like,
We were just
I was
hoping.
like a little optimistic for like this settlement.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, motherfuckers.
Every time.
All right, go fuck yourselves. Enjoy.
Later, brother.
I'm me,
Night.
Marty.
On that note as well, I'm going to put my guns to sleep. They've had a long night
Yeah.
of being on parade, and well, I guess I'll see you guys in the morning. It's not going to be a very bright morning, but it'll be a morning nonetheless.
All right, man. Have a good
Right.
night.
Later, guys.
I guess are we calling this? It's 156 liberal, 121 conservative, 32 block, 25 NDP, green and other. So are we good?
I think we know what's up.
Yeah.
So liberal,
So
liberal minority.
So packing moving boxes, anyone?
Yeah. I mean, we may as well not even call it a liberal minority. We may as well just call it a liberal win because they're already going to form.
Majority.
Well, they're going to form a coalition government, and that's going to put them at like 180 seats, which is enough for them to ram through whatever garbage they want. So
Yeah, but at least
we're-
at least they'll have to like talk about it a little bit longer, I guess.
But not really. I mean, like the NDP is on board with banning guns and more taxes, so they'll just have to maybe quibble over like what percentage they're going to raise everything by.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like they're still going to ram through all the nonsense that's going to cost us money and potentially confiscate our private property.
Yep.
Well, the
Fuck you,
world,
East Coast.
in the words of some great Greek people that we know, come and take it.
Yeah, Mulan labia.
All right, gents. Salutations.
All right, guys.
Salutations. Well, good night, gentlemen. I feel like this turned out the way that I predicted it.
Apparently, we are the true north, weak and cucked.
Well, no, there is a rally point to be had. Just
Yeah.
we'll work on that rally point later.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see you all at lunch at Montgomery's Tavern tomorrow.
All right.
So let me know
Later,
when
boys.
you need to get some medium orange juices.
Medium orange juice is never not funny. All right, for all of our listeners out there in Cuckland, you're sorry, guys.
Just as fucked as
kind
we
of
are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, I forgot to apologize to Rod Giltaka.